And the night before we went, war broke out there, a massively ugly civil war. You could just feel the tension, mounting everywhere worldwide.
Hey, it's Alex hanging out today with Geoff Tate. We've got a lot of things going on with Geoff Tate right now, lots of things going on in his world. It is super busy right now from touring and a new album on the way, a brand new single just released. Geoff, thank you for hanging out with us today. In Operation Mindcrime III, we're given a new viewpoint as we close out the Operation Mindcrime trilogy and take a look at Dr. X, who he is, how he got to where he got, and you've been mulling this perspective probably close to like 6 years now. What catalyst pushed you from thinking about it to fully just diving in?
Wow, I don't know if there was a single moment really, but I happened to be reviewing the Mindcrime II album, which I hadn't listened to quite a while. I was trying to learn a song that I had written and forgotten about. And I ended up listening to the whole album, and I thought, I love this record. And then I listened to Operation Mindcrime I. And I noticed at that point that I hadn't really explained or focused too much on one of the main characters of the story, which was Dr. X. And we just know that he's a shadowy guy, kind of lurks in the shadows, is very persuasive for some reason, has the sort of ability or the power to control people and to get them to do what he wants them to do. But who is he? How did he get to where he is? And, we know his name, but we don't know his story. And so that got me thinking. And once I started thinking about it, I'm an obsessive compulsive personality. Okay. I just started on the roll, and that did it. So really it was looking back, researching one of my songs that I had forgotten how to play.
We've learned so far that this album takes place at the same time as Mindcrime I. And I was curious, Are there any standout moments for you on the album that are just so completely different, taking it from Dr. X's perspective?
Well, I think that's the kind of the fun of this album, if you could call it fun, is looking at the situation that you know and that you've listened to maybe many times, but you're now hearing it from a different perspective that makes your head go, wait a minute, well, what is reality? Whenever there's a chance to question reality, I find it difficult not to bite that hook. It's an album that has several places in it that, what do they call it? When you get goosebumps, when you hear something, you're affected by it, and physically you have a reaction. I've had that happen several times on the record. It's got a couple of very emotional places and a couple very, oftentimes when we think emotional, we think soft, we think of, tears and that kind of thing, but also emotional is aggression, and violence. And it has a couple moments like that on it as well. Shocking.
Revisiting Mindcrime I and really just going through it and thinking of this other perspective that is, this same story, just from a completely different point of view. I'm like, wow, I wonder, because obviously we don't have the full album yet. We only have one song. So I'm like, dang, I wonder, what happens with Sister Mary from Dr. X's point of view. I'm like, that's got to be crazy. So I was curious if there was anything super standout specifically that was wait a minute, that is way different from this point of view.
But Alex, that would be a spoiler.
That is fair. Okay, no spoilers. I have to wait until May 3rd. Digging into this first single that we do have off of 3, we've got Power. And I was listening to Speak and then Power, and I'm like, You said once before, the times haven't changed, just the names. And it's blowing my mind how true that is. You could take everything from Mindcrime and drape it over 2026. And it's insane that it fits so well over that backdrop.
It is. Coincidentally, Mindcrime I came out on May 3rd, 1988. And this one, the new one, X, comes out on May 3rd, 2026. Coincidence or plan?
I was going to ask you, how long have you envisioned releasing Mindcrime III on May 3rd, exactly 38 years later?
Oh, about 1 week. No, not really. It's been longer than that. I'm just glad it's finished. it's taken, well, not, intentionally taken a long time because it was difficult. It was taken a long time just working on it, worked on it as we traveled. We recorded in all these different locations around the world, from apartment buildings to hotel rooms to backstage dressing rooms to a castle in France that we were at for a couple of weeks. I mean, it's just, even the North Pole in the middle of winter. it's had a lot of moments in different places, right? And that in itself is very much an interesting way to work, I think. And I really enjoyed it. And I got to enjoy it because I didn't have a record company, breathing down my neck going, we were waiting for it. Get it to us yesterday,
Totally. You've gone fully grassroots with this release and you're handling it totally independently. You've had your time to work on it all over the world, literally. Mm-hmm. With that, with not having the label telling you what to do or doing it the way they want to do it, what is your rollout plan to reach fans differently than a label might?
Well, it's a plan that's already shaped up to be incredibly successful in the sense of, people buying pre-orders of the album, which is fantastic. We just put vinyl copies of the album up for sale the day before yesterday, and so many people tried to buy it that it crashed our system altogether, and they had to reboot it and refigure it and add more gigabytes to it. So that's all working now and great. But it was a weird moment of the demand for the product exceeds the technology, that we had planned to set up. But it's working out great. It's just, like you said, it's a grassroots selling strategy of just selling it on the road, selling it through advertising on all the social media and word of mouth,
Totally. I'm excited that you, A, got to do this album so all over the world, and B, that you're really taking this independent step to do it the way you want to do it with no one else telling you what, how, or why. On the doing this album across the entire globe, what was your favorite place, do you think, to work?
Oh, geez. Well, it's funny with places. The place kind of establishes and helps you create the atmosphere you're trying to, visualize, by the music. In a lot of ways, it kind of sets the mood, and other times you don't need it at all because you're so locked into, your own imaginary world that you're creating, your own sense of sound and how that's affecting you. The place doesn't matter much at all. But I have to say the castle in France was an amazing experience. It was a 900-year-old castle in the southwest of the country, and they had bats everywhere. There were bats in every room. It's crazy. The whole place was infested with bats. I don't know, infested is not the right word. It sounds rather harsh and profiling, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't mean that. I like bats. They're actually really great for the environment, all that, but they're kind of creepy, and I enjoyed that, actually, looking back on it, the fact that the bats were kind of our audience as we were recording.
I love that. That gives it that eerie vibe, and I'm here for it. That feels really cool.
Yeah.
I know a lot of us are super excited to really dig into this, closing out this trilogy, and you're on tour right now. Where are you right now?
I am in Slovenia, country
Nice.
of Slovenia, and have a day off here today, show tomorrow. And so I'm having the luxury of just walking around the city and exploring it and doing some shopping. That's my wife and our anniversary, our marriage anniversary. So we're celebrating tonight 30 years.
Really?
Yeah,
30 years
30
today.
years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're out on the Operation Mindcrime final tour ever. How is it going so far?
Oh, it's going great. Yeah, I have an amazing band who play the music. They mean it when they play it. And I love that. We're a great team. Like to be around each other. And The shows are just exploding, really. There's such a great energy with the awesome. A lot of different kind of several generations represented at the shows, and younger people too, and not so young people.
I'm glad that it transcends so many different, generations.
It really does. It really does. And perhaps, like you said earlier, the times haven't changed, just the names. And that's definitely true. And back when it was conceived and written and produced, the end of the 80s was a tumultuous time, just socially around the world. Things were really changing radically. And I think that that's still happening today. So many different changes, so many interesting things going on, terrifying things as well. It's a strange time, but all times are strange, I suppose.
That's fair. Honestly, I brought that up because it really, really struck me. You said that once before, maybe a couple years ago at this point. The times haven't changed, just the names. And so I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, you know what? Dr. X could literally have easily been spawned like at a bar down the street tonight.
That's true. Absolutely possible.
Not only Montreal in like the 80s, but also now, because history keeps repeating itself, and it's this weird cyclical thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. But it, the change in social structure, it happens in different places, of course, at different periods of time. But in the late 80s, I don't know. From being a world traveler at that time and going to different places, the Montreal, of course, the province of Quebec was going through a tumultuous time as well. The U.S. was going through a huge upheaval politically at that time. And then, you had like the European, the EU starting to happen. We were on our way to Sarajevo to do a show, which, Sarajevo was a massively modern city. They had the Olympics there and everything. And the night before we went, war broke out there, a massively ugly civil war that just devastated millions of people, You could just feel the tension, mounting everywhere worldwide. It was a strange time, very strange time, and definitely was an inspiration, for the album.
We are super stoked for May 3rd, Operation Mindcrime III, due out exactly 38 years after the original dropped in 1988. Geoff, thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to hear the album.
All right. Thank you for the questions. They were very insightful, and I appreciate that.